The movie begins with a heartbreaking scene as a 10-year-old boy gets mocked by his classmates for his appearance. From there, the scene shifts to a few days ago and we meet a young boy named August Pullman, whom everyone calls Augie. He's 10 years old and is suffering from a rare condition called Treacher-Collins syndrome. This condition affects how his face looks because of some special genes. Augie has had 27 surgeries to help his senses work like other kids. His parents, Nate and Isabel, are very supportive. And he also has a loving elder sister, Olivia, a real protector who loves him a lot and makes sure that he never feels like anything less than a normal kid. Until now, Augie has been taught at home, but his mom decides it's time for him to go to a regular school. Before his first day, Augie and his mom meet the school's principal, Mr. Tushman. Mr. Tushman arranges for Augie to meet 3 other students, Jack, Julian, and Charlotte. Augie feels a bit different, but he's excited to make new friends. During the school tour, Julian asks Augie why his face looks different. It's an awkward moment, but Augie handles it well. At night, Augie talks to his dad, Nate, about how his day went. His parents tell him he doesn't have to go to school if he doesn't want to, but Augie has decided to give it a try. The next morning, Augie's family takes him to school. As Augie steps into the school, he can't help but notice that every single student is staring at him. It's tough to ignore all those curious eyes, but he remembers his mom's advice. Pretend you're an astronaut who just returned from a successful mission to Earth, and people are gazing at you in wonder. When he walks into the classroom, everyone becomes quiet, and all eyes are on him. The school day starts, and Augie performs normally in every subject, but appears extraordinary in science, showing how interested he is in it. Julian feels jealousy after realizing that a newcomer is leaving him behind in almost every subject. During break time, his so-called class fellows continue to give him strange looks, and no one wants to sit anywhere near him. To make matters worse, Julian mocks him, comparing the way he opens his mouth to eat with that of a monster. And when it's time for sports, it seems like Augie is the target for dodgeball. Even after school, Julian and his gang keep bullying him. At dinner, the family gathers to share how their day went. When it's Augie's turn to talk, he quietly gets up and leaves the table. His mom follows him into his room and asks what happened. Tears well up in his eyes as he explains that because of the way he looks, nobody at school wants to talk to him. Olivia experiences a mix of emotions when she realizes that her mom has once again left the dinner table to comfort Augie. She feels bad but is mature enough to understand her family's situation and the special care that Augie needs. Despite these feelings, she loves Augie deeply. After the school holidays, Olivia's life begins to change. Her best friend, Miranda, becomes more busy with her family and begins to distance herself from Olivia. Eventually, Olivia makes a new friend named Justin, which leads her to join the school drama club. Meanwhile, Augie is slowly and steadily adapting to his life at school. He has become used to the awkward looks he receives. Jack is the only student who shows kindness to Augie. Augie, with his passion for science, helps Jack with a test, which is really important for Jack since he is on a scholarship program. This act of generosity feeds their friendship, and they begin meeting outside the school and enjoying each other's company. Augie's favorite day is Halloween because he can temporarily escape the uncomfortable stares and judgments. He dresses up as Ghostface and confidently walks through the school, enjoying the freedom his mask provides. However, when he enters the class, he overhears Jack, who doesn't recognize him, talking to Julian that he would prefer death over looking like Augie. When asked by Julian why he stays with Augie, Jack reveals that he only accompanies Augie because he is ordered to do this by the principal. This reality breaks Augie from inside, and he rushes home with tears in his eyes. He becomes so upset that he makes himself ill, causing his mother to leave a special day planned with Olivia to come to his aid, which makes Olivia feel bad as well. Augie's mom makes every effort to comfort him, but her efforts fall short. Olivia then reaches out to him, even though Augie isn't willing to talk, and yells at her. Olivia wisely points out that they share a common problem. They've both been let down by their best friends. She goes on to explain that they shouldn't depend on just one person to shape their lives, highlighting the importance of moving forward and forming new friendships after being let down. Her words hit Augie, and he decides to stop shedding tears on his broken friendship with Jack and start anew. From that day forward, he begins to distance himself from Jack, tired of his two-faced behavior. Augie soon finds a new friend in a girl named Summer. However, before agreeing to be her friend, Augie lays down a condition. He doesn't want her friendship if it's only because of the principal's order. Summer denies being told by someone and reveals that she feels like one of the most neglected students in the school, much like Augie. She believes they are a perfect match for a new friendship. Later that day, Augie opens up to her about why he left Jack. At Olivia's school, Miranda is feeling a deep sadness as she observes her once close friend now spending time with someone else. However, it's revealed that her decision to avoid Olivia wasn't because she wanted their friendship to end. Instead, she had a different reason for her actions and still desired to be friends with Olivia. Miranda's parents had gone through a divorce, and they had to move into separate homes. She had cultivated an image at school of having the perfect family. And now, facing family problems, she chose to distance herself from her friends to avoid being blamed for trying to maintain an artificial image. Deep down, she still loves Olivia. Meanwhile, at Augie's school, Jack is growing increasingly worried and perplexed by his friend's avoidance. He asks Summer why Augie has been avoiding him, and she responds with, "Ghostface." Soon, Jack realizes the meaning behind Ghostface and remembers that very moment. He feels guilty and decides to apologize, but Augie isn't willing to hear anything from him. However, Jack resolves to be Augie's partner for the science fair and decides to apologize at the right moment. However, things take a turn when Julian confronts Jack in the hallway and mocks Augie. This leads to a physical fight between Jack and Julian. As a result, Jack is suspended from school for 2 days. Following his suspension, Jack reaches out to Augie through a game and admits that he said those words just to gain Julian's favor so he won't harm them in the future. He apologizes deeply, which Augie accepts right away, and they both become fast friends once again. In the midst of these reconciliations, Olivia begins a romantic relationship with Justin. Moreover, she's been selected as Miranda's substitute for the lead role in the play. On play night, Miranda notices that Olivia's family is present in the audience while her own family is absent. She feels heartbroken and pretends to be ill, allowing Olivia to take her place in the performance. She does so only to gain her attention again, and to have that satisfaction that his best friend got to perform in front of her family while he couldn't do so. Olivia also realizes this and gives an emotional and powerful performance, earning a standing ovation. She then meets Miranda, and the two heal their friendship. They all come together to celebrate Olivia's outstanding performance at night. As for our protagonist, his reputation as a genuine science nerd continues to grow, especially after his science project wins the first prize. With each passing day, he finds himself surrounded by a growing circle of friends who appreciate his passion for science. However, the shadow of Julian and his friends' bullying still hangs over him. Augie does his best to stay away from Julian and his gang, but they never miss an opportunity to bully him. To make matters worse, Julian hands Augie a sketch of a boy with a deformed face. Augie, strong as ever, chooses to ignore this act of cruelty. However, a breaking point arrives when Augie goes to his locker and discovers a group photo of students pasted to the door. The disturbing twist is that he has been photoshopped out, and "No freaks allowed" is written on it. Augie is deeply hurt by this cruel act, and his distress catches the attention of a kind-hearted teacher named Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown quickly reports this incident to the principal, who calls Julian and his parents for a serious discussion. The principal shows Julian's parents all the hate notes and the edited class picture to address the seriousness of the situation. However, to his shock, Julian's mother confesses to having deleted Augie from the photo and defends her son's actions. She insists that they don't want their kids to study alongside abnormal kids and threatens to withdraw school funding. The principal, however, doesn't get bothered by these threats and suspends Julian from school for 2 days. Julian's mother states that she was planning to withdraw her son from the school anyway, since she is not going to pay for him getting educated with an abnormal kid. The principal is awestruck by this harsh response, and Julian too feels guilt for his deeds. As they are about to exit, Julian apologizes to the principal, who accepts his apology, but he is unable to prevent Julian's parents from changing his school. Finally, a long-awaited trip day arrives, and Nate bids a farewell to Augie as he happily boards the bus. At the trip destination, Augie finds himself enjoying his time, especially when playing with Jack. After some quality moments with their fellow students, the duo decided to explore their surroundings. However, their excitement is short-lived as they are confronted by a trio of senior students who, much like Julian, never miss an opportunity to bully Augie. Jack steps up to defend his best friend, but his efforts are in vain as he's pushed away by one of the seniors. Just when there are no hopes, an unexpected turn of events unfolds. Julian's former friends, Amos, Henry, and Miles, who once bullied Augie, suddenly appear out of nowhere. This time they aren't here to bully Augie, but to protect him. They intervene, causing the senior bullies to retreat in haste. Jack and Augie express their heartfelt gratitude to them. Amos takes a remarkable step. He apologizes to Augie and sincerely requests his friendship. Following this, Augie bursts into tears of joy as he has been accepted as a friend by his biggest bullies. The trip proves to be a turning point, boosting Augie's confidence and leaving him excited about spending time with his friends. Upon his return, Augie can't wait to tell Nate how fortunate this trip has been for him. As months pass, the annual results ceremony arrives, and Augie is awarded the prestigious Henry Ward Beecher Medal for being the most resilient and exemplary student of the year. During his speech, he expresses heartfelt gratitude to his mom for enrolling him in school and acknowledges the love and support he has received from his dad, his sister, and Jack. In closing, he shares Mr. Brown's famous words, encouraging everyone to be kind, and this marks the heartwarming ending of the movie. We appreciate you staying tuned to MTV Recaps. If you found this recap engaging, remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Feel free to suggest your favorite movies for future recaps in the comments. Your feedback keeps the magic going.